Hello, humans. Welcome back. Wow, yeah, it's been a while, right? Welcome back to the show. I'm the artist with the fro, and we are here, and we are starting with a new series that I have. It's been a while, right? So, pretty much, I've been doing a lot of stuff, finding new jobs, changing stuff in my life. And I figured I'd be getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! So I figured what better series to start than a Master Duel series. This is my first time playing. I actually have never played the game ever. So you guys will be watching with me. We're probably going to make this like a short 10 episode series of just getting into Master Duel for the first time in the year of 2025. So without further ado, let's jump in. I'm gonna have to go through everything, I believe. So I will say this, I did make, I did all the account stuff. So I logged in, I created a username and stuff like that. But as you guys can see, I have not played the game. I also don't know like the ratios of where my screen should be in relation to everything else. So we're gonna figure that out as well. So this first episode is gonna look a little bit janky, and then hopefully the next episode will look a little bit more polished. Jumping into the tutorial. There are three things. Okay, so I figure we'll make this just the tutorial episode, and then once we're done with that, hopefully we'll be able to get into something. I'm not going to skip this because I don't know if anybody else has shown this sort of content. What I do know is that it's definitely not showing you what's over here. So it's saying learn how to play Master Duel. I feel like I know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or at least I think I do, so this should be fairly easy. I get 5,000 what looks like gems. I can skip this or I can play this. So we'll play this real quick, show you guys what this looks like in regards to Master Duel if you're looking to get into it, if you're looking to start playing. So this is the deck field. Seems like we were able to duel. Master Duel is a simulator, I believe that came out in 2022. I don't know. Somebody will correct me in the comments. I believe it came out in 2022. I have no idea. It might be 2023. It might have been sooner. If that's the case, it's just been a while since I've actually played. So they're doing that. They're going into their end phase. It is a simulator. I think it's one duel. What is it? Not one duel. I think it's 1 round duels. So you don't get to go further than that. I've drawn a monster card. Let's summon a monster. Wow, this is actually fairly intuitive. Like, it actually shows you what to do. Summon, set. I'm going to summon this because I feel like it has, obviously my card has way more attack points than the other one. I can only summon once per turn. Okay. Let's proceed to the battle phase. I got to click this. Go into battle. Okay, so this is going to be the button to click. Let's try attacking the monster. I guess I got to click the monster, attack, and then hit the monster. All right. So 1 round duels, the damage you inflict to your opponent's life points is equal to the amount your monster's attack exceeds. Is equal to the amount your monster's attack exceeds your opponent's life points monster. What? The damage you inflict to your opponent's life points is equal to the amount your monster's attack exceeds your opponent's monster's attack. They could have simplified that a lot by just saying the damage you inflict to your opponent's life points is equal to the difference. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. We're going to just go through this together. End your turn. I'm going to click on that little orb. I probably am also misnaming a lot of things. I'm assuming that some of these things have terms in regards to what I'm playing, what I'm pressing. I can see their graveyard. Okay, that's cool. Oh, I can actually get a full list. Oh, that's awesome. I hope that the deck doesn't do that each time I draw. It doesn't go into the middle of the screen and then has me draw a card. All right, activate a spell card. Standby. Main phase. I could just run into it, but I guess it wants me to do everything as I'm doing it. So spell cards are primarily used during your turn. Let's proceed to attack. Let's proceed to the battle phase and attack. Oh, I can't. Oh, okay. So I got to click on the little orb. Let's go here to battle phase. You can attack even if your opponent has no monsters. This is very okay. You know what? I'm gonna take a step back here. Actually, from a gaming perspective, getting into Yu-Gi-Oh, this is actually really good. it goes very in depth on like, oh, like you can attack even if your opponent doesn't have anything. You can draw spell cards. You draw 1 card per turn. Obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh players know, or rather seasoned Yu-Gi-Oh players know that there's a lot of caveats to these rules, but overall, this is actually really good. So we're gonna go through this as if, well, I don't know, it's weird. It's like I can't really go through it as if I'm just playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the first time. So instead, we'll go through this kind of as like an intermediary, both helping the newer players that are hopefully trying to get in and kind of connecting to the older players and just taking a few pauses at some of the ridiculousness. But I will admit, some of these things are actually very intuitive. Reduce your opponent's life points to 0. That is how you win the game in Yu-Gi-Oh! That is one way you can win the game in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can win in alternative ways, such as making your opponent deck out. You can win by actually not even attacking them. You can just burn their life points to 0. Ooh, this is also really cool. So when you click on a card, looks like you get an overview of said card, and you can click on that image to get an even bigger image. Okay, that's very it's very assistive. It gives you like a full detail of the card info. All right, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna summon our I'm saying Avram. This is not Avram. We're gonna summon our card. I have to set first. Oh, okay. So it wants me to set. All right. Trap cards can be used on okay, yep. Trap cards cannot be used on the turn that they are set. Again, there's some exceptions. You cannot enter the battle phase when going first. This is actually really good. Okay, let's end our turn. Again, I apologize, folks. This is tutorial mode. So it's kind of like a weird let's play, actually. Your opponent has declared battle. Activate a card or effect. Yes. Okay, can I click on that? And I'll do effect activation. This card will let my monster gain 400 attack points. Let's check that. All right, good. So the difference there, that's a much better way of explaining it. The difference dealt is the damage that either player takes. All right, we're going to draw a card. And for those of you that are just getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd actually recommend Master Duel. Of course, there's a lot of other simulators. You have Duel Links that you can use as well. But in my opinion, I think Master Duel has very, very, again, like really good tutorial-based information. And obviously, you can skip all of this. You don't have to play the tutorial. But if you are just getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! For the first time, I do recommend this. You can banish this, then target one monster you control, and it can gain 800 attack. So we're going to do that. We're going to make our... I keep wanting to say Avram, even though it's not Avram, or it might be Avramax. I have no idea. We're going to make it gain 800 attack. All right? Making him 2,400. Your monster has been powered up by a card in your graveyard. Summon another monster. We will do that. Let's summon Blade Knight. All right, Blade Knight also has an effect. If I have no cards in my hand... Well, actually, no, yeah. See, right? If I have no cards in my hand, or I have 1 or less cards in my hand, he gains 400 attack. We're going to go straight into the battle phase. I wonder if there's like a hotkey for this, for you to just switch from phases. And I'm guessing, obviously, like you can do things a lot faster in the actual mode. I also like that little final blow thing that it goes on the side. So that's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Victory, the Vagabond, first duel player. All right, we've completed 2 of the 3 practices, and it looks like we've obtained a starting deck. You have been confirmed in the list of structure decks. Now we're going to go on to the 3rd and final one. For this duel, players will start with 4,000, reduce your opponent's life points, and win the duel. I'm going to go first this time. Let's see if it's going to give me more of a tutorial, or if it's going to assume that I know how to play. Yep, I believe it's going to assume that I know how to play now. So I've learned the basics of Duelist. I feel like that should be dueling, but whatever. Now remember everything you've learned so far and claim victory on next. And claim this next victory on your own. All right, let's go into the draw phase. Obviously, we're going first. We cannot draw, so I'm going to... Ooh, can I, like, look at my cards? I want to control, getting 300 attack. Monster control, gain 300 defense. Let's activate our field spell. Next, we're going to summon... I mean, both of our cards are actually pretty good. We're going to summon our monster. We're going to set a card face down. What do we have in the extra deck? I have a few Link monsters and some Exceed monsters. That's interesting. Can I scroll? I cannot scroll. I actually have to click on them. Okay. All right, so you know what? We're going to just summon, and we are going to end our turn. I got to go over here and end. So on my opponent's turn, my monsters gain 400 defense. Dispel. Oh, no. No, I'm not going to activate. Okay, so you can choose to chain. Oh, okay, so for folks that actually aren't seeing this, there's a few things that are happening that I'm just going to explain, right? So it's allowing me to choose to do certain cards. If you are playing this on your mouse, your left and your right click, if you use your right click, it's actually going to assume that you are canceling and not activating said effect. I believe there will be a controls section after this. I'm just going to say that really quickly because there was something that just happened and I realized, I was like, oh, let me right click that intuitively, and then it did what I thought it would do. So that's just very interesting. My opponent's about to end their turn. I'm not going to do anything. I right clicked so that way said thing could not happen. I will chain this because Dust Tornado actually allows me to set. So I'm going to do this. I'll destroy this. Confirm. The chain resolves. And I will set a card. I'm going to set it under there. Curry Bandit allows him to get a card, right? Curry Bandit. What does Curry Bandit do? I actually don't know. I'm going to be very honest. During the end phase, you tribute this card, excavate the top 5. You can add 1, excavate a spell or trap. Also send the remaining cards to the graveyard. See, now that's actually very annoying. I hope that it doesn't do that each time, that it doesn't like put the deck in the middle of the field and then makes you draw it. My opponent has 4,000. Now, what can I do here? When your opponent destroys once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster? No, I'm not going to use that. I got a lot of destroying monsters. Okay. 3 Cyberse, 2 monsters. I'm not going to do much here. Let's summon. We're just going to go for it. Battle phase. I like this, the music as well. The music's actually really cool too. We're going to try to do as much damage as possible. If we can get them close to as low as possible, then we'll be able to synchro summon the next turn. We're going to end our turn. I don't really care for what my opponent does. I'm just assuming that they're going to try something. All right, turn change, they don't do anything. I draw, yep, the deck goes into the middle. We're going to get that. Alright, now we're going to end this duel. I'm going to actually just activate my Smashing Ground, destroying his monster. And now that his field is open, I can summon, I can synchro summon, I can exceed summon. We're not going to go into those things just yet, because again, I feel like there's a lot more explaining that needs to be done in that area. Instead, we're just going to attack. We're just going to attack for game. I feel like a lot of folks tend to use what's called like win more strategies, where it's like, all right, I have game, I can finish the duel, but let me just summon 20 extra monsters so that way I can show you how bad you actually were going to lose. And I'm not a fan of that. If I have the win, I'm going to go for the win. Oh, it looks like we've leveled up. So now we're at level 2. What does that mean? I have to hit back. All right, a lot of the UI is actually where my face is. So I think we're going to probably move our screen over to the other side in the next video. Ooh, we've gained gems. Okay, so these are gems. A valuable gemstone with a mystifying glow. You can use these at the shop to purchase card packs and accessories. Gate clear. All right. Pretty good, pretty beginner tutorial. Grab your new deck and venture out into the wide world of dueling. Select your deck. Oh, we can go with Blue Eyes, Synchro, or Link. This is very interesting. Now, there was a new Blue Eyes structure deck that came out. So I am kind of tempted to go with Blue Eyes. Although I do like Synchro Monsters, I like Colossal Fighter. I wonder, we're going to actually try to do this with a deck that I may make in the real world, in TCG. So for that, I think we're going to need Link Monsters. I believe we're going to need Link Monsters. So let's go with the Link Monsters. Let's go with link. Oh, can I go back? Oh, I can actually see what cards I get with this. This is actually really cool. I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, choose your deck and you're kind of like stuck with that. Wait a second. Let's go back. Let's see what we get. Blue Eyes, Lord of D, Axe Dragonoot, Luster Dragon, a couple of Blue Eyes cards, Poly, Five-Headed Dragon. I'm probably never gonna use that card. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Junk Synchron. This is the typical Yusei deck, but we do get Colossal Fighter, which is really good. I don't need Link Spider and I don't need Land for Rinkas. Dang, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think out of all of these, I think the Synchro deck is probably the best. I feel like I'll be able to use this deck a lot more than a lot of the other ones. And I feel like a lot of the cards that are in that Synchro deck are splashable and a few other things, whereas I'm probably never going to use Ring of Destruction or Threatening Roar. And for the links, yeah, there's most likely, I'm thinking of what are called staples, right? So when you think of cards that are staples, you're thinking of cards that you're probably going to be able to use in a multitude of decks. Unfortunately, the biggest staples that are in this Link deck are the Link monsters. But to be honest, the Link monsters themselves are not that good in regards to a lot of the other decks that I assume, make in the future. The Blue Eyes deck is actually really good just because, again, like there is a new Blue Eyes deck that is out, and there's probably a lot of support for them. So if I'm thinking of making a Blue Eyes deck down the line, that might be a little bit more useful. But I feel like for now, this is probably the best bet. So let's go with Synchro Unity. Additional decks can be acquired by completing missions. Oh, okay, so we can always get more decks. All right, so we'll probably be able to get the other two decks down the line. All right, enter a player name. Please choose between 3 to 12 characters. You can change your player name later. Can I put Artist with a Fro? Let's see. Oh, Artist with Af. Oh. Okay. We're gonna have to probably choose a different name. That doesn't make me feel that good. Can I do Art with W Afro? That works. Art with Afro, yeah. Okay. All right. Or should I put the slash? I probably should put the slash. Can I put... Wait a second. Artist Afro, Art with Fro. All right, you know what? We're taking too much time here. AWA. AWA Fro. I like that. Aw Afro. All right, we're going to go with that name, and looks like that. All right, 11.4 gigabytes of data will be downloaded. That is perfectly fine. So we're going to skip this part, and the next time you see me, the 11.4 gigabytes will be fully downloaded. Yeah. So like I said before we actually transition, this will be a weekly series. I'll be uploading videos of our continuation or our journey through Master Duel. I'm probably only going to do this for about 10 videos, but there will be other content that you can see on the channel. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I think this is actually a really good spot to end our first video. So the next time you see us, we will be starting with some new content and a new deck. So folks, I have been the Artist with the Fro. Thank you all for watching the show. Again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as we journey through Master Duel, we're going to hopefully get better and become our own Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. Thanks for watching the show.